Hello everybody, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. I'd like to welcome you to my video today. This video is going to be on part of my TRIFARI jewelry collection. I've been collecting and selling vintage jewelry for decades, and TRIFARI is one of my very favorite name brands. I just think they are beautiful pieces. All the pieces I'm going to show you I got at yard sales and thrift stores. I didn't pay a lot of money for, with the exception of a few which I will point out to you. I also want to let you know that I've had a couple of high-end pieces of TRIFARI. When I get stuff that's really high-end like that, I do sell it because I got bills to pay. So that's the reason. Anyway, thanks so much again for coming, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. It would really help out the channel a lot. It's free for you to do, only if you want to. All right, so stick around and we will get started right now. First up, I want to talk a little bit about this beautiful brooch. This is me handling it after I first got it at a pawn store. Now, I did this on one of my haul videos. You can go back and watch it if you'd like. And I got this for either $1 or $2. I didn't know that it was TRIFARI at the time. I just knew that it was incredibly beautiful. This piece was designed by Alfred Philippe. And he famously worked at Van Cleef and Arpels and Cartier. So when he began designing for TRIFARI in the 1930s, he brought with him a lot of those same techniques as when he worked in those two high-end houses. Philippe pieces are very sought after. He was definitely their star designer. By the way, my lips are moving here, but this is just old footage too of me showing this brooch. So I put this on my eBay page. It sold within 15 minutes for $1,000. This is one of the most beautiful TRIFARI pieces I've ever had. I guess I underpriced it a little bit because it sold so quickly, but what can you say? If I paid $1 or $2 and sold it for $1,000, how fantastic is that? Let's move on. This brooch is marked TRIFARI Pat Penned. What a pretty piece this is. Now, we could research down if this is Alfred Philippe or not. They are patented, and you can look things up from the patent office. And also in the books, I don't have any TRIFARI books. This may or may not be a book piece, but you may notice that one thing here is that it looks real. I mean, doesn't that look like platinum and diamond? It really does. Just super high quality. What a pretty brooch that is. I love flower jewelry, and I love baskets of flowers. And I think these flowers are very creative. Look at the shape and the leaves kind of down here. Interesting. This one is marked TRIFARI. There's no copyright symbol, no penned. How cool is this Uncle Sam hat? So this one is World War II era. Of course, patriotic jewelry really became in vogue in those days. This is in really nice condition. I love that. This is one of my favorites. I love this. So this mark is Crown TRIFARI with the copyright symbol. I believe that dates this from between 1955 and 1969. That's really what most of mine are. And luckily, these come with the earrings too. Isn't that pretty? Notice again how much they look real. I know Mamie Eisenhower very famously liked TRIFARI, and you know, she was somebody who could certainly afford to wear real diamonds and real pearls and stuff. But that really helped them. They also did a lot of jewelry for Broadway shows, and Hollywood movies also helped them a lot. This one is marked TRIFARI TM. I love this brooch. I love brooches that are like unusual. Isn't that weird? Is that a shell or just a design? I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but I really think it's unusual and I love it. I really love the color too. I love that it's not all shiny. This is a popular one. I have seen this many times before. I love this one too. I love flower jewelry, as I always say, as I just said. And this one is between 55 and 69. Really pretty. Let's see if we can take a look at a rarer one here. This one I had never seen before. Now there is some loss to the gold tone. Let's take a look at the mark. Crown TRIFARI pat penned. You can see some of the gold tone is missing. It's also missing some stones too. Now I did pay up for this. I bought this at an auction. I think it's beautiful. I really, really think it's beautiful. And I also think I can replace those stones. This has an Egyptian feel to it. It's very, very interesting. Maybe not in fantastic condition, but it came with a matching bracelet, and the bracelet is in much better shape. And this one's probably missing some stones too. Maybe not. But the gold tone's in much better condition on this one. I can't find any information on this. I mean, I haven't really like searched yet. But if anybody knows, yeah, tell me. It seems like this should be a book piece. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful demi. I love that. I can't remember what I paid for this. I know someone was bidding against me. You know, you go to these auctions and you hope that nobody's going to know. But somebody did know in this instance. So I did pay, I don't know, a bunch, maybe 120 or something like that. But I'm really happy to have it. I love it. I forgot I also have these earrings. That's right. I bought all three pieces together. How pretty. I love the mechanism here. See that? Isn't that interesting? Just like that. They're actually very comfortable too. I just got to do something about replacing those rhinestones. I think I may have, you know, replacements for them. I have a lot of old stones, so I'm going to see if I can just poke some in there because, yeah, I'd like to wear these. I love these earrings. These are so different. Look at the texture. I love the color. These have that kind of early 1960s, late 1950s sort of mod vibe. These are awesome. I love these. One thing that really helped TRIFARI too is their advertising. They were really big on advertising. I will put some on the screen right now because I really love how artistic they are. If this one doesn't look like real gold and a real pearl, I don't know what does. Really beautiful. And look at the attention to detail here. That isn't just regular old gold tone stuff. That has some texture to it. I love that one. Here's another one of my favorites. This must be some sort of an aluminum alloy because it's very, very light. I'm going to actually put this on my neck because this thing rocks. It really does. It's really thick and I just love, I don't know, I love everything about it. It's sort of snake-like. So let's take a look at the mark. This is the only piece I have that's marked like this. Made in France for Crown TRIFARI. Let me put it on my neck. I want you to see how gorgeous this is. See what I mean? Look at it. Wow. This one's really special. I have to tell you, I've never seen anything quite like this. And the fact that it's so light is just lovely. If you've been following my channel for a while, you might remember this necklace. So I bought some about 500 or 600 pieces of jewelry from a woman who used to own a jewelry store. I got some really great stuff for her, and this piece is one of the things I got from her. I think this is beautiful. It looks like it has never been worn. This is probably from the 50s. Take a look at the mark. There you are, TRIFARI. I believe this is called blasted glass or crackle glass. And I think that's done by putting hot glass into cold water. I don't know. Does anybody watch that show Blown Away on Netflix? Where it's like a competition of glass makers. That's where I learned that, I think. Anyway, it's beautiful regardless. I love the combination here. You know, you have these sort of yellow ABs, really pretty end caps, and then this crackle glass. And then this one is kind of opaque. Yeah, it's just beautiful. So I'm going to put that on my neck for a minute. But the cool part is I got one in pink too. I think the pink one is to die for. Well, I think they both are. And they just look like they're not worn. I think they're amazing. I love these. I'm going to put them both on my neck. How about that? That's amazing. I just love this design. What do you think? I actually even like them together. Pink and yellow together. Why not, right? That's pretty sweet. I believe this is Alfred Philippe. I believe this is from the 1960s as part of their Mogul line. This one is missing a stone right there. But I happen to have a couple of pieces of TRIFARI that are in terrible condition, and I think I have that same stone, so I'm just going to pop it in there. Now this one, I would call this a Jelly Belly if I were to sell this on eBay, just because of the search term or whatever. But technically this is not a Jelly Belly. Jelly Bellies must have clear lucite bellies, if you will. And this one's blue, but I love these colors. So I bought this at an auction. This actually was up. It was in kind of a junky auction too, but they put this one up separately. So I thought, well, is anybody going to know? I bet you somebody might know, and somebody did. So I got into a very, very heated bidding war. I paid maybe a little bit more for this than I should have, but what can I say? I love it. I absolutely love it. And by the way, don't forget to tell me below what your favorite piece is, okay? It's always fun to look at everybody's different favorites. We can tell right away that this piece is much, much newer. It just has a whole different feel to it. There's the mark, TRIFARI TM. Still pretty though. It looks very 80s. Let me put it on my neck. I certainly don't want it to seem like I'm putting down jewelry from the 80s. I love 80s jewelry. I certainly do. And this one's really beautiful. Again, how real does this look? Very, very much so. I believe this link is called Panther Link. Am I right about that? I think so. That is very unusual, very cool. Here's a pretty little daisy. I like this. I think this might be poured glass. And here's our mark, Crown TRIFARI with nothing after it, just Crown TRIFARI. I don't think I have any pieces of sterling. They needed it during the war effort, during World War II. They needed, not sterling, they needed metals. And so a lot of the designers and a lot of the companies started to make some jewelry in sterling because of that. But I don't know if I have any sterling. Anyhow, that's a pretty one too. I like this swirly thing. This is in very nice condition too. This is white enamel. Look at that nice cartouche. This is really pretty. I like the height on this one too. But it sort of has this awesome space age sort of starbursty grooviness. You know what it reminds me of? Spirograph. Did anybody used to have a spirograph? I had one with, does anybody remember these big like thick pens that we used to have that had like 10 different colors ink? And you'd have to like press down the different ones to get purple, pink, and orange and all the different colors. Wow, I haven't thought of that in a long time, but this is very spirograph. Groovy, man. Here's an interesting little piece. Just a little price tag to something. $10, gold. I tried to actually look up what that was, the 52438, what that item number is, because I don't know, I might have that item, but I think that's kind of an interesting little piece. Just these little tags like this, I bet you I could sell this on eBay, just this alone, but I'm going to keep it in my collection for now. Cute little thing, right? Here's the mark on this awesome 1960s necklace. Oops, let me just straighten it out. Whoa, how much do you love that? That is fantastic. This is white enamel. You know, that was a big look. That was a big trend. I love this necklace. And you can see it's nice and long. I just doubled it up here, but that is pretty good, isn't it? It almost looks like a peacock in a strange way, right? That one's very, very cool. Of course, TRIFARI is Italian. His first name is Gustavo. He came to this country around the turn of the century. He started the company in 1910. He came from a long line of goldsmiths. Here's another one that looks very, very real. 55 to 69. How beautiful is that? I love that one. Love the purple stones. I love everything about that one. Sure looks like golden amethyst, doesn't it? Here's another beauty. Let me put it on my neck so we can get the full effect. Here's another one that looks so real. I love this one. I love when it's like, it's not the sort of pendant style. It's not in the center. You see the sort of stones here. The embellishment part is on the sides, on both sides. That's very beautiful. Nice height. No loss to the gold whatsoever. Beautiful. Let me back up a little bit. Very elegant. It's interesting how TRIFARI really mastered kind of whimsical stuff with very, very elegant pieces. Beautiful. Here's another 1960s piece. Let's have a look at this one in all its glory. It's a little bit too long for my neck model here. I love this. I love white and silver together. It really held its condition. You can see it's in great shape. You know, a lot of times, all of us, me included, you know, you put your jewelry in a jewelry box and it rubs against other pieces and this enameling chips off. And it's almost like they knew that, you know, TRIFARI built them to last. I have a few more to show you, and then there's going to have to be a part 2 and maybe even a part 3 because I have way too much to get through today. I love this one. That's great. That's plastic. Plastic can be really cool in jewelry because it's light. It's very wearable. It's not as scratchable, I guess, as glass. And it's very comfortable, very durable. I love this bracelet. Isn't that pretty? That's a very cheerful piece of jewelry. That's what I like about it. It's a happy little bracelet. Here's another groovy pendant necklace. Whoa, look at that. Love it. I also want to mention that one thing that put TRIFARI on the map, or well, maybe not on the map, but one thing that was very popular for them is that they did crown brooches. I don't think I have any crowns. I might have some TRIFARI crowns, but if it was, you know, worth a bunch, I would have sold it if I did have one. And all of the items, other than the couple I showed you that I got at an auction, I found all of these at yard sales and thrift stores, not for a lot of money. So this stuff is out there. I really love this one. Do you? I love the textures. Some shiny, some not. Quality. This is the last one that we're going to have time for today. And it's another groovy one. Look at this. Oh, this one is so space agey. Whoa, look at that. Look at the condition. And it has this wonderful movement, this sort of lattice look. How much do you love it? I love it. Well, I love that you spent some time with me today. Thanks as always for coming to my videos. I really appreciate you more than you know. I'm really glad that you were here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite piece is and stay tuned for part 2 and maybe even part 3 of my TRIFARI jewelry collection. Cheers, everybody.